Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Thrive in Your Mission. I am thrilled to be here with my beautiful partner, Tavia Sharp, brand image strategist, and I am Chief Miracle Magnet. I help you to embody a mindset that will allow you to attract all the miracles that you need in your life to thrive in your mission. So, today we're talking about something very, very cool, and it's all about this idea that we can't do it alone as entrepreneurs, especially as heart centered entrepreneurs. We need community around us. We need to thrive in our mission with others that are like hearted, people that can support us. If we're ever, faltering a little bit, they remind us of who they are. They sometimes give us ideas. This is what's really beautiful. Backstage, Tavia and I were just chatting, and I got a download for her business. And I mean, does it seem like something you might be able to do, Tavia? I
Yeah,
won't give it away, but does it
definitely.
sound kind of cool?
Definitely. Yeah, it's a very cool idea.
I think it's pretty cool. So we are excited because we believe that this is the way to do life, to do your business moving forward. You don't have to do it alone. Tavia and I met in a beautiful community called the Dragonfly Nexus, and it's run by the leader is Jonathan Carroll, who's a kick-ass coach. If he's watching, shout out to you, Jonathan. And he connected us, and it was through this community we met. And look at us now. We're going to be creating this Thrive in Your Mission meetup, through the Thrive in Your Mission community. We have a beautiful offer that we're going to share with you as well. If it's something that resonates with you, we'll be dropping that soon as well. So I truly believe that we don't have to do anything alone as entrepreneurs. My life is just collaborating with amazing people and surrounding myself with amazing community so that I can go further, right? There's the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you
Mhm.
want to go far, go together. Woo,
Yes.
mic drop.
Yes.
So I'd love to hear your thoughts around this, Tavia.
Well, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Like when you're doing business alone, it can be very isolating, first of all. And when you're with others that have a similar, you know, energy, vibe, mission, right? You can thrive on that. You can get ideas, you can get inspiration, and also you can collaborate. There's
Yes.
only benefits to being in a group community versus the not benefits. I don't even know what the non benefits would be. I mean, why would you want to
Detriments.
do things
Detriments.
alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Why would you want to do
Yeah.
things alone?
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. I've tried that. It didn't
Same.
work for me ever. I would say the number one thing I miss about working in a corporate job is the people. The
Yeah.
people that I worked with, my team. I
Yeah.
managed a team, but I also had coworkers. Some, people weren't so great. And some, I really miss having those
Yeah.
like conversations every day. And that was pre-pandemic for me. So I can't imagine the work from home culture must be very isolating because it
Yeah.
was very isolating when I became an entrepreneur because I was so used to being around people. I thrive on the energy of others. So
Yeah.
this is exactly why I think there's power in community, right? And it's like we were talking a little bit behind this backstage was like, there's a power in like sisterhood, brotherhood. It's really the antidote to burnout, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can easily get burnt out doing things alone,
Yeah.
and this is the antidote to that. You need other people to even just for support, right? To get advice from, to lean on. It's okay to ask for help, right? And how else are you going to do that if you're doing everything alone, right?
Yeah, it's so true. And if you're doing, like your mission involves something that you can't be good at everything, right? But let's say your community, sorry, I've got something on my tongue here. Your community can help you to do pieces that you can't do, right? That you're not great at, right? I always say if it ain't in your JPG, it ain't your job, right?
Right.
Joy, passion, genius, JPG. So
Mhm.
anything that you need to get done in your business that is not there, you need to outsource it to someone else. Well, chances
Mm,
are someone in your community can either do it or know someone that can do it. And, for me, I pay some people on my team, but I also, do an exchange of services, right? Because they bring me the things that I need for my business that I can't do, right?
yeah.
And so I don't do anything in my business unless it's in my JPG. I outsource everything else to those that it's in their JPG. So I
Yeah.
actually manifested, believe it or not, manifested my husband losing his corporate job because
Mm,
I knew that he had to become my COO and help me run my company. So
mm,
now that's what my husband does, right? So he does all the stuff on the back end of my business that I don't want to do, that I'm not good at. Like, he does the invoicing and he does the
mm,
books and the taxes and yada yada, the things that I have no interest in. I just want
yes.
to coach. I want to inspire. I want to
Yes.
show up powerfully so that the right people find me and the movements that I represent and my team to facilitate transformation with.
Yep.
This is what I'm here for. And so I feel like when we have the right community, we have people that we can, mastermind with. We have
Mm.
people that we can, just lock arms and fly together. Our brothers, our sisters, right? It's way more fun and way more productive. Am I right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, this is why we are sharing it because, we met in a community, actually, a couple communities we
Yeah.
share.
Yeah. A
And
Lopes community
right,
too.
a
A Lopes
Lopes community
amazing.
too.
Yeah.
So, and,
Yeah.
and, honestly, I've met a lot of good friends and colleagues in these communities that I know I could reach out to at any time. I feel like we've met in person and we haven't, some
Yeah.
of the people that I've met in community is because we got that close, right?
Yeah.
That, I truly call them friends, even though we never physically met in person. A majority of them I have not
Yeah.
physically met in person. So it's
Yeah.
really cool to be able to create that, right? And to have people that you can lean on, collaborate with. I've done business with so many of the people I've met in
Yeah.
communities,
Yeah.
right? And my photographer, I don't know if you knew this, Elvira, I met him in
Yeah.
Landmark. Landmark's another community.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and
Okay.
I've met actually a lot of people in that community, and that was even before I started my business because that was
Right.
one of the reasons I did actually go ahead and finally start my business was because of the work I did in Landmark, and I met a ton of people in that community that became clients. Some of them became just really great friends. Some of these people I do business with. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That's great.
amazing what community can do, and I do
Yeah.
think that is the way forward.
Absolutely.
We're not here to do it alone. That's not
No.
even why you're on this earth. We're all connected, even with nature. We are all
Yeah.
connected. So
Yeah.
community makes so much sense, especially as a business owner and somebody who is mission driven, like we talk
Yeah.
about, somebody who has a mission, a purpose. You cannot do that alone. Your
Yeah.
mission will only get you so far if you are trying to do things alone. But if you do it in a community, it's going to skyrocket. You're going to impact so many more people. You're going to be
Yep.
able to expand it and get it there quickly uh, with community.
Yeah, I love
Mhm.
that. Yes, it's so true. And for me, this is I don't want to go too deep into it for today, but I represent three movements and you can't do movements by yourself, You need to have those people around you. So I have a beautiful global team that facilitate on my platform and they're part of the Miracle Magnet movement, which states all modalities matter because all of their modalities are welcome on my platform too
Mhm.
and let's help the world in all our different ways, all our different stories, messages, and magic. So that's one movement. And then the last month or so, I've been downloaded with two other movements. Another one is the Multi-Guy movement that states you're not just one thing. You're all the things that light you up, that you're great at, right? So ikigai is a Japanese term for like basically your dharma, your purpose, right? And it's the intersection of what you're great at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. The intersection of that is your ikigai. Well, I realized when I gave this workshop at Jonathan. our wonderful leader in Sanctuary, I did this workshop where I had these ladies make these trees. And now I call those trees the Maltiki Guy tree, which is you're not just one trick pony. As an entrepreneur, if you're a one trick pony, you're a sitting duck. And so
Mm,
you've got the tree trunk, which is your main mission, right?
yeah.
But then all the branches are all the ways in which you express your mission, right? So I have 7 guys, right? This is what I got super present to. So I want all of us to realize that we're not one trick ponies, especially because if you're on like millionaires and billionaires, they have 7 to 11 streams of income. So I'm on
Yes.
my way to being a billionaire because I have 7 streams of income. So I want people to realize they don't have to do one thing. That's old thinking. That's old. That's a myth that just pick a lane and stick with it. That would be so freaking boring because me and
Yeah.
my people, we tend to be neurospicy. We would be so bored if we did one thing, so
Yes.
this idea of having different things that light you up, that you're great at, that the world needs, that you can get paid for, that's magic. And that's another movement. So my teams join me on that as well, and other people are joining. And then the last one is the conscious leader movement. And that is shifting the 1% from ego to soul. And by that, when we do that, we get to lock arms with them and resolve global issues and
Mm,
reveal heaven on earth. Because I
mm,
believe heaven on earth is here right now. We just have to have the right mindset. And by the way, the Maltiki Guy movement is also about creating heaven on earth. When
right.
we when we live our missions in the best way possible, we are revealing heaven on earth. And the miracle magnet movement is also revealing heaven on earth. When enough people have done this inner work in whatever way they choose to be a miracle magnet, we are going to reveal heaven on earth. So
Mm,
ultimately, that is my why, that is my mission, right? To help people become miracle magnets, reveal heaven on earth. So we all have our reason that drives us. And so if we can get super clear on that, we can manifest it in all sorts of ways that light us up. So it's never work, right? This
yes.
is why I love being, a jazz singer, a coach, a speaker, a jewelry designer. None of it is work. So I want
Yes.
this for the world, right? So do you resonate with that?
Absolutely. I mean, and like we were sharing before, it's not your business that is your mission. It's you have a mission, like you said, heaven on earth. For me, it's like empowerment, right?
Yes.
Empowering others.
Yeah.
And I could have different
Ways
avenues
to
or
do that.
ways
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
do that, right? Different methodologies, different
Yeah.
creative outlets, right? That I
Yeah.
can empower or help empower other people, right? There's so many different ways I can do that. So if your
Exactly.
mission is the tree trunk, the branches are the different ways or methods or
Yeah.
things that you do, right? Creative outlets that can
Yeah.
help you fulfill that mission, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it does come back to your why, but know that it's not the business itself. That's just one way that you're doing
Exactly.
it for others, but
Exactly.
it could be something that you even don't get paid for.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
also could be a way that you fulfill on your mission,
Sure,
right?
absolutely. Giving back,
Giving
volunteering,
back,
hobbies, that's another way of
right?
doing it. So that's not really an ikigai. Ikigai
Mm-hmm,
is what you get paid for, right? But
mm-hmm.
but there's many ways of expressing ourselves, and we need to, do all of them that light us up, right?
Yes,
And bring us joy and, joy, passion, genius, right? So again, when you're around the right people, the right community, like I love my communities that value these movements, these missions
yeah,
that I'm bringing to the world through the vehicle of me. And my God, I'm not one thing. I'm all the things, right? This is
right.
this is you know like if I believe as entrepreneurs, if we're one trick ponies, we're sitting ducks. We
Yeah.
need to have different streams of income, put our eggs in different baskets, and do what lights us up. I always say we can do everything we want to do, maybe just not all at once. But
Hmm.
when you have your tree and you see, oh my God, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. Well, this week I'm going to focus on this. This week I'm going to focus on that. And so I just shared this idea of the Maltiki Guy movement that's lighting up my community right now
Hmm.
because it's empowering them to be, even more themselves. Because when
Yeah.
we are able to be fully ourselves, right? Aligned, authentic, fully self expressed, It's what saved my life at rock bottom. I was trying to fit into someone else's box, my dad's box. When I had my breakdown and spiritual breakthrough, I became all of me. I became a jazz artist at 51. I'm an international speaker. I'm a world-class coach, multi-award winning. Like, these are the things that happen when you're in alignment. And so anyways, I just feel like these ideas are all connected, and the primary idea on today's show is this idea of community. We don't do our missions alone. We don't do our movements alone. We need others with us to
Yes.
see us, to validate these ideas, because if we're crazy, if we're on the wrong track, maybe someone will go, you know what, I think that's kind of crazy, but I think you can tweak it and turn it into this, maybe, right? Like, who
Yes.
knows? But we just need to be grateful for all of those people that love us, that see us, and that can support us. And I just love what you're up to, Tavia. Like, I share your offers in my stories, right? Like,
Thank
that's the
you.
power of community, right? If I
Yeah.
didn't love you like that, there's no way I would share you, right? So anyway, so I'm just excited that we get to do this. Any last words before we close it up?
Just that we are excited because we are going to do our first Zoom virtual networking
Yes.
meetup
Woo. Yes.
with our Thrive in Your Mission community. If you're
Yeah.
not a
What day
part of
is
our,
that? What day is that?
yes, September 23rd at 12
Yay.
p.m. Eastern,
Eastern
so
Standard. Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time. And we'd love to invite you. However, you have to join our community
Yes.
in order
Yeah.
to get the invite. So I will put that link below so that you can join the community. And the community is free. So there
Yeah.
is no charge to be a part of the Thrive in Your Mission community.
Yeah.
If you're listening to the replay here, you are already in the community because we share this there. But you are welcome to come join us and share your mission with us. We want to
Yeah.
hear from you. We want to connect you to the right person. We want to
Yeah.
see how we can support you in helping you thrive.
Yeah.
So, September
Beautiful.
23rd, 12 p.m. Eastern, and I'll put the link to our
12 to 1.
community
Yeah.
in the comments. We
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you
Fantastic.
soon and seeing you
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So September 23rd, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard. Mark your calendar. Tavia is going to make sure everything's here. And thank you, Tavia. This was such a juicy conversation, as always.
Yes, as
And
always.
we're thrilled to see you guys real soon. So
Yes.
keep thriving in your mission, and we'll see you real soon. All the
See you
best.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.